so nice to be here, and I want to share with you some information on the Clearminded Children's Program. And the Clearminded Children's Program is very much aligned to what our superintendent has made it very clear, that growing wellness for life. We want students to be able to have the willingness and desire to learn and work towards obtaining the knowledge and experience that's offered for them to reach their own pinnacle of academic excellence. And that's why we're all here. And I look at it, and why I'm here today more than anything is to add to that and to align with those goals. As I say, you can give a pill to a child and he's attentive for a day, or you can teach him how to relax and focus and he's attentive for a lifetime. I am so aligned with what the Wellness Task Force has done, as is the Clearminded Children's Program, that we are here just like you to encourage and protect children's health, well-being, and ability to learn, to provide a wide range of activities to meet the needs of students, develop healthy habit formations. And we want to develop lifelong skills so that they can, when they go in their life, be able to sit there and succeed, whatever their choices are. And what the Wellness Promotion Task Force is really taking is a real proactive approach to holistically, and I love the way that they use the word, holistically address the wellness for children, staff, parents, and the community. And when we do this, when we want to instill patterns of meaningful activity connected to a student's life, we don't believe that can be had by taking a pill for some symptoms that they're dealing. And so what we say is, it is an unacceptable reality that we now have only a portion of the slides showing up. But we now have, believe it or not, 9 million children in this country who are taking Ritalin, Adderall, and ADD medications. Oh, great, thank you. Okay. And this is a 900% increase in the past 15 years. We have tens of thousands of students in Palm Beach County. Now, what happens here is if you understand that there is no biological test for this illness we call ADD ADHD, none whatsoever. We find out, however, that 40% of the children taking this stunts their growth. They have insomnia, they have depression. All of a sudden they have tics perhaps for life. Lots of suicide comes out of this. That these drugs have tremendous side effects that are very dangerous and often mean that the children will end up on 2 or 3 other drugs to be able to deal with the side effects from one of the drugs. What we find out from the DEA is that ADD ADHD medications is the #1 gateway drug to drug addiction. So here we're telling our children say no to drugs, and now we're handing it out to them, and basically not only for them but for all of their friends we find this out. Medication fact is, and this was done for the U.S. Department of Education, the long-term beneficial effects of these drugs has not been verified by research. Teachers and parents should not expect significantly improved reading or athletic skills, social skills, or learning of new concepts. They should not expect long-term improvement. And we believe for long-term improvement, we have to holistically address the individual and what's happening. Because ADD drugs work by smothering the brain, by reducing the blood flow and oxygen flow by over 30%. They create brain damage. They do not teach any abilities in order to be able to learn, to communicate, to relax. The August 22nd edition of, in 2001, of the Journal of American Medical Association reports, researchers have found the drug Ritalin has a more potent effect on the brain than cocaine. It's more addictive. It lasts longer in the system. And like cocaine, Ritalin is a Schedule II stimulant, structurally and pharmacologically similar to amphetamines, and it has the same dependency difficulties. In fact, rats prefer Ritalin to cocaine. So when we look at this and we know we want children off drugs, we want children to develop skills and abilities, what happened to have this 900% increase? And so I started to question things. As a complementary and alternative medicine practitioner, I started questioning. I said, well, if this is an illness, why is there no biological test to demonstrate it? Why are students inattentive in some classes and not in other classes? Why do students thrive with one teacher and not with another? And how can a student spend hours focusing on their video games and then they're told that they have an attention deficit? And what elements contribute most or interfere with learning and retention? So as we studied this, as I had children coming into my center looking for answers, we found out what was happening really was, it was a stress response. There was this downward spiral of student learning that all of a sudden, when they felt that there was a stress in their environment, in their lives, in school, in home, in their bodies, then we saw what they go through, the mental, emotional, and physical stress. All of a sudden, we have the stimulation in the brain that goes through and releasing all of this cortisol, all of the adrenaline into the system, the pituitary gets stimulated, the adrenals get stimulated, and all of a sudden, we have in the body tension, emotional instability, breathing, all revving up. But at the same time, digestion capacity going down. Even obesity increases on these drugs because the metabolism of the individual can really get thrown so out of whack. And most important, in my opinion, is something called ischemia. Ischemia from the stress of our situation constricts the vascular system and predisposes us for agitation and inattention. So as we looked at this, we looked at the different areas of what are the major influences. Obviously, we know we have nutrition. And the diets that we see in most of these people that are leading to obesity, having a Pop-Tart in the morning and a Coca-Cola to drink is not viable nutrition. We have to look at the home atmospheres. It's not safe. There are so many divorces going on, so much anger, so much hatred between parents that a child gets caught in this stressful situation. And then school itself can be a stress situation. The environment can be a stress situation. And what we do is we look at all of the influencing factors on the child to see what is influencing them the most and where is correction needed. And we look at the whole system. Because every child is different. There isn't any one cause. It's usually a combination of 3 or 4 different causes. And so, there we go. Okay, great. And so this is how the Clearminded Children program was developed. It is a comprehensive, cognitive-based, behavioral-directed, sensory-enriching approach to provide students, parents, and teachers the necessary skills to focus, to de-stress, to relax, and be self-contained, to develop meaningful connections to succeed in the educational process. This is a program we do as a nonprofit organization. Parents come in with their children, and we have been doing this for 7 years, and we've had 100% results. Every child getting off their medications and thriving.